people think of when they hear Rodney Alcala and the dating game, but this is really what he was like. So let's talk about Rodney Alcala and let's deep dive. There's a new show coming out, a new movie called Woman of the Hour, and it is all done by Anna Kendrick, and she's in it, and it seems like it's going to be a phenomenal show. It is on Netflix. But a lot of your minds are turning and you're wondering what the real story is behind all of this, so let's dive in. The real 70s multi-Unaliver was born in San Antonio on August 23rd, 1943. When he was around 8 years old, the family moved to Mexico, and they lived there for a while, and then a traumatic event happened where the dad just up and left the family. Him, his siblings, and his mother relocated then to Los Angeles. From all reports, it seems like he was a very gifted student. He was popular among people. He did the cross-country team. I mean, he seemed pretty normal. At the young age of 17, he joined the army, but was discharged. He was discharged in 1964 because of some troubles he was having, and they think that he was having and experiencing antisocial disorder. He was very just non-cooperative in the army, and that's not really a thing you are in the army. But he was also just a general a-hole, and he assaulted women as well when he was in the army, and so they discharged him. He attended California State University. He then transferred to the University of California, Los Angeles, where he did graduate. Got a fine arts degree in 1968, I believe, and he did graduate. I mean, that's something. Now, he got caught for an assault on someone, a woman, and he fled California. We'll talk about this assault and all that happens after a little bit later when I get there, but after this, he fled all the way to New York, and he enrolled in New York State University, and he took some classes there. He also went by an alias called John Berger, even took a class with Roman Polanski. After all of this is when he begins his spree. He was a multiple SA and Unaliver, and like I said, we will get all of that, but right now I'm just talking about the back story of him. What's interesting about Rodney is it seems that a lot of multiple Unalivers and a lot of Unalivers in general have like traumatic experiences or brain injuries or something where we can say this is why. And Rodney didn't seem to have that, other than his father abandoning the family. This, I think, had more of an impact on him than a lot of people thought, and trauma is different for everyone, and that just fell on the scale where it was just a huge thing to him. I think this happening at such a young age, when his brain was developing, I think that had something to do with it. Also, the trauma of becoming like the man of the house. His family was homeless for a while. They were, not able to eat, and Rodney kind of took that on, took that responsibility on as being the man of the house, or that person, and taking care of his family, and I don't think his young brain could handle it. His mother seemed to be extremely intelligent. She knew 5 different languages. She was a very acclaimed harp player, and she also wrote a book, which Rodney did too later in life. So she was very intelligent and kind of held the family together. I think another huge part of this was him entering the military at such a young age. I mean, he was 17. He was still developing all of your personality. And then when he started to show signs of psychopathy, you know what I mean, of antisocial disorder, I think people didn't handle it too well back then, and I think that they kind of judged him for it instead of getting the help that he needed. It's very interesting because it has a lot to do with empathy, feelings for others, knowing right and wrong. And it seemed that Rodney did not have these things. And that's why the assaults on women became like such a theme throughout his life, is because he had no regard for these women. He had no idea what he was doing to them. He wanted what he wanted, and he was going to go and get it. This man was very smart, and he was very manipulative, and he knew what he had to do to get people to do what he wanted. And that, I think, is the scariest part of all. This is where we're going to see his reign of terror and the things that he did, and how it all ties back into his brain and how he thinks. So stay with me for part 2, and I will talk a lot more about his crimes, about what he did, and about his victims, and how this all happened. If you get a chance to go watch the movie with Anna Kendrick, watch it.